Aaron Atchison and Tracy Hennett are not only friends, they were also colleagues for many years while working at the Internal Revenue Service. Atchison spent 41 years at IRS. Hennett spent 37 and a half years in the federal government. But like thousands of their colleagues in the early months of 2025, they were confronted with the Trump administration's swift action to reduce the size of the federal workforce. While they watched some of their colleagues abruptly terminated, the two instead opted to participate in the government's deferred resignation program, also known as DRP.
I took the drip. We were offered the DRP. There was a 1. I didn't trust it, so I waited for the 2, or VSIP, which was a $25,000 payout. I was eligible for both. I have the age and I have the years. I decided to do the DRP too. I stopped physically working in May, and then my actual retirement date was September 30th. So as of September 30th, I've had no income from the federal government at all.
I run into coworkers all the time in Sam's or in Walmart, and they go, "Girl, did you take the DRP too? When we gonna get paid?"
The program allowed both Atchison and Hennett to retire. The two say they initiated the formal retirement process before their departure, expecting it would take weeks, not months, for their benefits to kick in. But the checks never arrived. Neither did a check for their annual leave they too were owed.
Everyone was hoping to live off their annual leave check while we were waiting these 4 or 5 months to get our annuity checks. They haven't even processed us off the agency rolls.
Emails from the IRS to its retirees acknowledged the processing delay, noting the unusually high volume of September retirements, adding that contractors were onboarded to assist with the unprecedented volume of retirements. Data from OPM shows fiscal year 2025, which ended September 30th, had more than 112,000 workers retire. Atchison says had everything lined up the way she expected, she would have been receiving about $6,000 a month in benefits.
$6,000 is a lot of money on the table to not have coming in every month.
Yeah. And then they're saying, "Oh, you're going to get, they're going to give us back, what we would have been getting since September, but we don't even know how that's going to come in."
How much money would you have gotten, should you be getting right now?
Ooh, probably in upwards of maybe a little over $7,000 a month.
What have you had to do between the time that you left federal service and you were getting, your full paycheck up until this point to get by?
Pray.
Really?
Literally, this is my office, and this is where I create, and this is where I've been. So I create more. I do a lot more vending events to supplement.
I do have my son here. My daughter is here. So they've been helping me with my utilities and things of that nature.
So when will the checks go out? I took that question to Scott Cooper, director of the Office of Personnel Management. Where do we stand with those benefits now?
My understanding on the IRS side is that there were a number of applications that were still pending HR review. So the HR team's needing to basically, confirm years of service and stuff like that. So we have pushed, we at OPM have been able to push at least half of the ones that were pending through automatically. For the remainder, we're working with IRS on a potential fix on their end, which would then push the remainder through. As of today, I don't have a date on that for you, but I will let you know, obviously. But we're working on it. This is a common challenge that we've seen, just given the volume of applications, is that many of these things, of the roughly, we've gotten about 100,000 retirement applications, just so you know, like through the course of this year. About 29,000 of those are still kind of sitting in a payroll pending status.
Retirees from other federal agencies reported delays as well, but in a Facebook group for retired federal workers, some with other agencies said that the checks are beginning to come in. I'll check back in with Director Cooper's office in a few weeks to see when those delayed IRS checks will be issued. Larry Miller, WUSA 9.
All right, and you can see more of Larry's reporting on the changes to the federal workforce on his streaming show, Federal Workforce Fallout. A new episode is streaming this week. He speaks with the former chief economist with USAID about the revelations in Vanity Fair's interview with White House Chief of Staff Susie Wiles, plus a look at the lengths some former federal employees are going to in order to secure a new job. Federal Workforce Fallout is streaming right now on WUSA 9+.